I just got my 23andMe Health and Ancestry Kit. And this is something I've been wanting to do for a long time. I have watched so many videos of people looking at their ancestry and their health reports from 23andMe, Ancestry DNA, and all those other ones that are out there. So I'm really excited to do this. My parents have taken the Ancestry DNA tests before, and they just got their updates as well. So I'm really interested to see how mine differs from theirs, how 23andMe groups the categories differently, as well as the health reports. I'd really like to know if I actually am lactose intolerant, or if it's just like a thing that I've done recently through different dietary methods and things like that. So it's going to be really interesting. And photic sneezing is something that they test for too. That's if you sneeze when you see the sun or something like that, which I do. So yeah, I want to know if that's not just in my head. I know that some of my family have been doing research on our ancestry. I know that before my grandfather died, he had done a lot of work in it, and I've been told that my dad has all of that info. So I'm going to hopefully try and get that from him before I get the results back from the 23andMe test. And I know that my aunt on my dad's side has been doing a lot of ancestry research as well. So hopefully I'll be able to get that from her too. Apparently she's really close to proving Native American ancestry for us. But when my dad got his Ancestry DNA report back, he got the result that he is less than 1% Jewish, actually. He's less than 1% Jewish. So it didn't show up any Native American in our DNA, which was really weird because I grew up thinking that we are Native American. I was given a Native American name when I was born, so was my brother. So we've really believed in that ancestry and that lineage, but apparently, according to Ancestry DNA, that's not true. So we're gonna see if 23andMe says any differently. Other than that, I know that we are Eastern European and we are British, and we're all up on that British island. It'd be interesting to see if they can tell me any more specifics, like if we're Scottish or Irish or Welsh or anything like that. I know that there's going to be some French in there probably, and just a lot of white stuff. The biggest thing that we do know though is that we are Scandinavian on my dad's side. My grandma, my dad's mom, recently did her own DNA test and she was something like 43% Scandinavian, which is accurate because her grandmother came over on the Lusitania from Sweden when she was like 17 years old. So we know that we are Scandinavian. That is proven. We have an ancestor that was 100% Scandinavian. So I'm really hoping that that's going to show up here. So it'd be really interesting to get all the information from my family, like on our ancestry lineage, to see if any of it matches up with what comes back from 23andMe. So I'm really excited. This is going to be super fun. But first we have to spit into a tube. I think does it slide? Aha. Slides out first. Oh, and it's already like got its tracking shipping label on here, so super easy to send in. I knew that was going to be there, but it's so cool seeing it in person because I've watched so many videos. Biohazard bag. This is a little intimidating. There's the cap. Okay, so it's got instructions on the thing right here. No food or drink for 30 minutes. Spit to the fill line. I hope I can do this. Okay, I think I did it. Yeah, we've got it. Step 3, close the funnel. There's some liquid in here, so I imagine that that's gonna treat my saliva somehow for testing. Okay, close all the way. Yep, it's filling up the rest of the way. Detach the funnel this part and then screw this cap on. Make sure I do it super tight. Seal and bag, step 6. Super gross. And it says to keep this little rag thing in the bag. I guess that's for moisture. Okay. And then peel that. And then it just closes just like that. Okay, and then mail the kitten. Register now at 23andme.com/start. Okay, but I'm assuming that it is okay to patch this up now. So that's what I'm gonna do. It's so exciting. Peel off. And then it's just like a little box. Like one of your little priority boxes. Press it. And then it gets mailed. So exciting. So in the meantime, I'm gonna try and get more information from my family about what our actual ancestry heritage is, so that I can kind of compare it when the results come back in to what we've been able to trace. And then we're gonna get the answers. I'm so excited. It's gonna be so fun. Especially just to see what kind of differences there are in the testing. If there's something that comes up in here that didn't come up in either of my parents' tests with Ancestry DNA. And we're gonna find out if I am predisposed for any diseases. Fun! Hey guys, so today I got the email that my 23andMe results are ready. So we're gonna take a look at those together. I did do some research into my family trees and my ancestry. I got some information on my dad's side of the family from my aunt, who's done a lot of research, and I found some cool stuff. But I haven't been able to access the maternal side yet, just because the files that my grandfather had need to be converted into new files to upload into new systems, and it's all kind of crazy, but it's there. Okay, so I'm in the account and it says, what do you want to start with first, ancestry or with health? I'm gonna go with ancestry. I have 1,119 DNA relatives found. That's really crazy. Oh my god. Wow. 99.8% European, 38.8% French and German, 21.8% British and Irish, which I'm not really surprised at, because my dad's side of the family is very British with some French, but I had to go really looking for it. I didn't see the German, but the French I think comes from my mom's side. 5.6% Scandinavian. I knew that. I thought it'd be more though. Eastern European, 3.6%. Slavic, yeah, okay. So that's close to like Russia. 0.2% Finnish, so that's more like Scandinavian. Some people think of it as Scandinavia. Oh my god. Oh. 0.2% Native American. And it's there. So it's true. So I have this really big category that is 24.1%, which is broadly Northwestern European. It's just like Scandinavian, Finnish, Irish, the whole British Isles and France and Germany, and all this stuff right here. It says Northwestern Europeans are represented by people from far west as Ireland, as far north as Norway, as far east as Finland, and as far south as France.
These countries were in the North and Baltic Seas and have been connected throughout much of history by those waters. Broadly, Northwestern European DNA matches several specific populations and cannot be assigned to just one. The shared heritage may be the result of extensive migration, possibly including the Germanic invasions of the early Middle Ages. Wow. So basically, I have roots that go so far back in that region that they can't specifically trace it. That's cool because I did see some of that in the family tree. And it goes really far back through all kinds of maternal lines and paternal lines. I mean, just keep following all the lines, and I got back really, really far. So what 23andMe and Ancestry and all these data processing companies do is they are continually gaining more data, which enables them to more accurately determine your percentages and the root of your DNA. So it's very possible that sometime in the future, this 24.1% might get divided up elsewhere. And it could be more specific. I mean, we know it's just white. 0.4% broadly Southern European. So Italy, Spain, Portugal, Greece, those areas. That's pretty cool because I didn't know any of that. Southern Europe, including the Iberian, Italian, and Balkan peninsulas, as well as the island of Malta, is a region defined in great part by the Mediterranean Sea. The Mediterranean has provided transportation routes, keeping these regions connected culturally and genetically. Broadly, Southern European DNA matches several specific populations and is difficult to assign to just one. And that's pretty funny because when I was growing up, people asked me if I was Spanish a lot. And I was like, no, I don't know. We kind of just assumed it was some kind of Mediterranean. 0.4%. And 6% broadly European. Some European DNA is difficult to assign confidently to one population and receives a broadly designation. Yeah, that makes sense. Because when your people are from one space forever and ever, it's hard to tell. Wow. East Asian and Native American. The one thing that I do not see on here, though, that was on my dad's, was that little bit of Jewish. So I'm thinking that this Eastern European bit may have had a little bit of Jewish in it. But I'm super French and super German and super British and super Irish. I did find some Irish in the tree that my aunt made. And tons of British, like we're straight up British. But it's funny that there's more French and German, so that must mean that there's more on my mom's side that goes into that. There was some French on my dad's side too. British and Irish descended from Celtic, Saxon, and Viking ancestors. The people of Great Britain and Ireland have left their genetic fingerprints around the world. I was finding some Vikings in that big tree, so that's pretty cool. Very Celtic and Germanic, yep. So I wouldn't be surprised if there was some Scottish in there. I did see a little bit, but not much. Wow. Oh wow. Ancestry timeline. Around 1910, you most likely had a grandparent, great-grandparent, or second great-grandparent who was 100% French and German. This person was likely born between 1880 and 1940. You most likely had a grandparent, great-grandparent, or second great-grandparent who was 100% British and Irish. This person was likely born between 1880 and 1940. And here's the Scandinavian. You most likely had a third great-grandparent, fourth great-grandparent, fifth great-grandparent, or sixth great-grandparent who was 100% Scandinavian. This person was likely born between 1760 and 1850. That is true because if my great-great-grandmother came from Sweden, she had family members who were very Swedish. So those are my
great-great-grandparents from my father's mother's line. Eastern European, you most likely had a third great-grandparent, fourth great-grandparent, fifth great-grandparent, or sixth great-grandparent who was 100% Eastern European. This person was likely born between 1760 and 1850. I have no idea who that is. Native American. You most likely had a fourth great-grandparent, fifth great-grandparent, sixth great-grandparent, or seventh great or greater grandparent who was 100% Native American. This person was likely born between 1730 and 1820. As far as I know, that does match up, because in my aunt's research, there is a woman, her name was Sarah Cox, but that was her white name when she married a white man. And apparently there's a record from her saying that she was Native American and she got married to this man and she was Native American. So I think that would be around the right time period. But before that, all we had to go on was the word of this one obscure document. But that's really promising that there is Native American. And the whole thing about my life and having Native American in us is not wrong. That's amazing. That's the European DNA. That's the French and German DNA. That's the British and Irish. That's the Scandinavian. That's the Eastern European. That's the Finnish. The very broad Northwestern European. Broad Southern European. Broadly European. That little bit right there is Sarah Cox. Neanderthal history, or ancestry. Yeah, let's look at that. Catherine's Neanderthal variants, 281. So that's more than 60% of 23andMe customers. I'm in first place out of my family and friends. So I have a lot of Neanderthal variants. It's weird though, because it says some of your traits may be influenced by having Neanderthal variants. Scientists at 23andMe identified associations between Neanderthal variants and certain physical traits. If you have a certain Neanderthal variant, it means that some of your physical traits may trace back to your Neanderthal ancestors. But all of these traits, I don't have any variants for. So then how are they getting them? Oh. I have so many of them because I'm so European. That's it. Maternal haplogroup. So this is like where you can trace your ancestry from. So I am in haplogroup L. If every living person today could trace his or her maternal line back over thousands of generations, all of our lines would meet at a single woman who lived in Eastern Africa between 150,000 and 200,000 years ago. 1 in 34 23andMe customers share your haplogroup assignment. Ability to match musical pitch. Less likely to be able to match a musical pitch. I would agree. I can smell asparagus. Yeah, I'm really not good at tasting bitterness. Likely no cheek dimples, which is true. I have one or two that come out every once in a while. Cilantro taste aversion, slightly higher odds of disliking cilantro. I don't really have opinions about it. Cleft chin, likely no cleft chin. This is true. Detached earlobes, yes. Earwax, likely wet. Okay. Likely blue or green eyes. They are green. Fear of heights, less likely than average to be afraid of heights. I would agree with that. It doesn't really bother me. Likely ring finger longer than what? Makes you likely to have longer ring fingers than index fingers. I don't know, they're about the same. This ring finger is a little shorter than my index finger, but these two look the same. That's weird. Freckles. Little freckling, it's true. Very little freckling. Although I did just develop this little guy right here on my thumb. I've had this little guy on my pinky since I was like born. More likely to experience hair photo bleaching. I knew it, and I've grown into that as I've gotten older. Hair texture, straight or wavy. That's true, it's usually wavy, but it's pretty curly, but it's not like curly, curly, curly. Less likely to have thick hair. I had really thick hair when I was a kid. Light or dark hair. Likely light. I don't. Misophonia. Less likely to hate chewing sounds. I don't agree with that. I hate chewing sounds. Mosquito bite frequency. Likely bitten more often than others. Yes, this is true. Motion sickness. More likely. Yes. Likely little baby hair. Sure. Likely no photic sneeze reflex. This is one thing that I was really looking forward to seeing because I totally thought I would have it. Likely no photo sneeze reflex. Interesting. Red hair. Likely no red hair. I do have some red undertones that are natural, but it's not like I have red hair. Likely lighter skin. This is true. Likely prefer salty. This is true. Likely big toe longer. That's true. My big toe is longer. Likely at least a little unibrow. Yeah. Oh my god, this is so specific. Wake up time. Likely to wake up around 8:46 a.m. Sure. I mean, I guess that's right. 9 o'clock is usually my preferred time, so sure. Likely no widow's peak. Yes, thank you. Not much of a widow's peak going on here. Thank God. Well, that was interesting. More likely to have light hair. I don't have light hair. Wellness. Let's look at this. Alcohol flush reaction. Unlikely to flush. It's true. I don't really get too red when I drink. Likely to consume less caffeine. I drink a lot of coffee. Deep sleep. Less likely to be a deep sleeper. I don't really have opinions about that. Genetic weight. Predisposed to weigh about average. It's true. It's true. And if I would just exercise more, it'd be especially true. But I don't. Lactose intolerance. Likely tolerant. This was a thing that I was really like interested in too, because I have been having issues with lactose. It says I'm likely tolerant, so maybe there's that little bit of gap in there, but I'm not. I don't have too many issues. It's really just milk and cream and things like that. Oh my god, muscle composition, common in power athletes. I've seen people have this and I never thought I would. Studies have found that almost all elite power athletes, including sprinters, throwers, and jumpers, have a specific genetic variant and a gene related to muscle composition. You have the same genetic variant as these elite athletes. What this means for you. For most people, lifestyle and training factors drive athletic performance. At the national and international levels of competition, the genetic variant in this report seems to make a difference in athletic success, but its role for non-elite athletes isn't completely understood. I've never been an athlete, so I don't know. Hereditary homeochromatosis. Variant detected, not likely at increased risk. You have one of the two genetic variants tested. Hereditary hemochromatosis is a genetic condition characterized by absorption of too much dietary iron. This may lead to iron overload, which can cause damage to joints and organs, such as the liver, skin, heart, and pancreas. This test includes the two most common variants linked to this condition. So we're going to see if I have any of the genes variants for breast cancer, and I don't. They have tested. So
Not surprised because we don't have a history. So, no Parkinson's, no Alzheimer's. That's nice. Celiac? Nope. Nothing detected. That's nice. DNA relatives. 2 close relatives. 1,119 relatives. Well, I'm gonna do some more exploring on this and let everybody else get back to their lives outside and make some noise. But this is crazy. I've got some things to go at, and I'm not recognizing any of these names right here as people that I have ever heard of. French and German. Super white, but Native American for sure. That's super cool, but we'll see how it changes because these things can change. And I have a lot of broad stuff in there that maybe will be specific at some point, so it'll be cool.